Obviously, like I think that this is a good stand-in for sort of the way it will be interpreted by many other people, and I'm having a little bit of fun. I do generally respect Nate Silver. I think that he's serious. You just don't take, he analyzes the results, then he applies some of his preconceptions and biases. Just ignore that part.
No, I just came up with the perfect thing for Nate Silver. I have the silver standard. Okay, so one, everybody thinks he's the gold standard in judging the polling. I think he's the silver standard. I would argue that, and I know this sounds terribly obnoxious, but that we've done a better job. We have. You can go back and look at the tapes, and you can see the analysis that we did, including Trump during the primaries and Trump during the general election. Okay, and then, but also my silver standard is that I respect Nate, so I expect better out of him. He doesn't have a low bar; he has a high bar, and so he should be clearing that high bar. But you don't clear it when you go, okay, I will conclude things based on, my preconceived notions instead of the numbers and the facts.
Yeah.
And it seems to me far too often when the establishment wins, well, attaboy, well, of course, that's because the voters like these kind of voters. And when progressives win, I don't know, I got 17 different excuses.
Yeah, and yes, asleep at the wheel, yeah, demographic change, yeah.
He wasn't asleep at the wheel, he had $3.3 million.
That's the thing. He outspent her 10-1. You don't win by a nice, healthy margin against a guy who's never been beaten in a primary, who's been in the House forever, just because they're a little bit asleep at the wheel. Okay, that's not how it works. Something annoying I just saw, maybe I'm being a stickler. AP Politics put out a tweet basically calling the election. Let me read the tweet for you. Breaking, US Representative Joe Crowley defeated by young challenger in Democratic Party in New York, in Democratic primary in New York.
Who? You want to give her name?
Young challenger?
Yeah.
She just took down the 4th most powerful Democrat in the House and will take his seat. So I tweeted back to them with her name and said that they should get used to it. They're going to be hearing it a lot in the future.
No, but that is indicative. So look, in the beginning, there was just the Young Turks covering her campaign. She did not get the media coverage in the beginning. None of these candidates get it because the media is incredibly dismissive of both progressive candidates and uncorrupted candidates. They're like, yeah, but you don't have a giant amount of money. But then we pounded away at it, and by the end, Alexandria did such a wonderful job, and you could tell that Crowley was in a panic because he asked for debates, which an incumbent never does. And then the media turned, it was like, yeah, oh, this is an interesting race.
A ton of great profiles of her.
And they did, and it was great. But even, I bet you there's a lot of people at places like the Associated Press who've never heard of her because they didn't bother covering it. Well, we
young challenger?
Yeah, we got news for you. You should have covered her from day one, and you should cover all the Justice Democrats going forward. And Just Democrats was the first to help her and all throughout. But I also want to give credit to other wonderful groups that joined and that made a difference. Our Revolution, Move On, Democracy for America, they were the cavalry, they came in and helped, and they were great, and thank you to them. Someone called Politico, that's another win for Our Revolution. What happened? How come I never see you report about their wins or our wins? Right? I said in that Politico article where they attacked Our Revolution, they said Kara Eastman, oh, they won without Our Revolution. Well, she was a Just Democrat. She won in a stunning upset. Where's the article about that? You know who's asleep at the wheel? Not just Crowley, but all of the establishment press like Politico. And so credit to all those wonderful groups that joined as well. And finally, I think the very first day that we launched the Just Democrats and talked about it on the Young Turks, I said the Democratic Party is an aircraft carrier, but it's a ghost ship. They have a lot of money and it's a big fancy boat, but they have no vision, they have no energy, they have no fight in them. We're a pirate ship. At the time we had just launched.
This is gonna be a complicated movie.
Right, no, but I said we could board that ship and take it over. Because a lot of people, look, good, well-meaning people said, oh no, start a third party, go drift into the middle of the ocean. No, you could start a pirate ship, board the aircraft carrier and take it.
That's rare.
Okay.
And it's rare historically.
You know what's also rare? The number 4 Democrat in the House losing to someone who the Associated Press has never heard of.